So today's the day. I'm selling my Bolt. Well, today's a sad day. After 1 year of electric vehicle bliss, I'm selling my 2018 Chevy Bolt. Unfortunately, what I've come across is a decision where I need to get down to one car payment for some financial reasons. And I have my wife driving a car that has 0.9% financing and has less money owed on it. And I have this car, which does not have good finance rate on my loan. And I owe a lot more money than the other car. So in order to get down to one car payment, the Bolt has to go. I have 3 cars, so I'm going to go back, unfortunately, to my gas guzzling 2013 Honda Pilot. And one of the big reasons why this car is going is we decided that we did a test over the last 6 months, and I was trying to see if we can get away with not having an SUV, but with having 2 kids, a dog, and going on vacations and everything, we tend to use or need an SUV. So since this is the smallest car and the one I owe the most money on, it's got to go. It has nothing to do with the car itself. The car itself has been amazing, and if I could do it again, I would buy it all over again. This thing is just, I love it. Anytime I have to get back in an ICE vehicle, it seems so clunky. The fact that there's a transmission running and it has to, warm up in order to run smoothly. It's just the fact that there's no immediate torque like there is in the Bolt. This thing's just amazing in traffic. I drive it to work every day, and going in and out of traffic and the one pedal driving makes it so much less fatiguing to drive than it does my other car. So I am going to miss all that, but sometimes money is what it is, and you got to get rid of something that is not a necessity. So the Bolt has to go. Some of the features that have just been awesome, obviously the torque on the car is the coolest thing ever. The fact that there's little noise. I actually like the technology in the Bolt. I really like the screen and all the controls on the steering wheel, the favorites toggle and the volume toggle, and that the answering the phone is right here. I don't have to reach all the way over and do the controls. The gasometer for how much mileage you have is pretty good. That's still a work in progress. I think over time, as EVs are on the road more and they gather more data, I think those things will be more accurate. But when the winter time, that thing is really drops quick. On a full charge in the middle of the winter time when it's like 20 degrees out, I'll get in the car on a full charge and it'll say 165 miles range, and then it'll just keep dropping quickly. Like having the heater on, it's just like the air conditioner. It'll automatically take about 10 miles off, but as you drive it, it drops even quicker than that. So in the wintertime, I plug in every other day, and I have a 44 mile commute round trip to work. So just because I don't like being really low on the range, I like to plug in every other day. In the summertime, it's like every 3 to 4 days I plug in, just because the range is like 285 or so miles when it's warm outside. The Bolt, I wish it was a little bit bigger. It's fine. I think if you have a pet or one child, or a single or whatever, I think that the size of the Bolt is great. Like it's really good. I almost wish they had like an equivalent to it that was a little bit bigger. They had a bigger back wagon area for storage. I think I might be a little more pressed to try and make the financials work, or you know, not wait so long to get another one in the future if they had a model that was like that. It is a little small, but you can surprisingly fit a lot in it when you put the seats down. And the fact that it's a hatchback is nice because you can shove stuff in and just shut the hatch. Some of the only things that I wish that were better in the Bolt, the driver's side, the front seat comfort is terrible in my model. I know there's a lot of people on the forums and on some of the Facebook pages that say that their seat comfort is fine and there's nothing wrong with it, but me and my car, whew, I drove this thing for like 2 hours after I bought it, and damn, my thigh was killing me. It was like, I felt like I had a dead leg, and it was bad. And I took a test drive for like 25 minutes, and my test drive was fine. I had no discomfort whatsoever. But after I drove to Maryland to get the car. When I drove home, which took about a little more than 2 hours, I had a dead leg immediately, so it was pretty terrible. So I bought a seat pad to put on it to make it a little more bearable. So that is pretty bad, the front seat comfort. The fact that the one thing I don't like, which isn't terrible, but I don't like the fact that the AC and heat controls, in order to turn the AC and heat on and off, the fact that it's on the screen. So like when I get in my car, if I put it in reverse to get on my driveway, like sometimes the cold air is blowing me, I want to turn it off because the car's, you know, I didn't warm it up or precondition it. I can't just turn it off because the on-off toggle is on the touchscreen, and the touchscreen, when you put it in reverse, is on the camera, so there's no controls available. Now, and it's not a big deal. You wait, you know, a couple, like 10 more seconds, and then you can use it. But it's just an annoyance that I wish they had all the HVAC, you know, controls on physical buttons, not on a touchscreen. I had the comfort and convenience package and the safety package, or whatever it was called. I forget what it was called. Driver's confidence package and driver comfort and convenience package. So comfort and convenience has a heated steering wheel and heated seats. The driver's confidence package has the cross traffic alerts when you're backing up. It beeps, which that works really good in parking lots. There's been like 4 or 5 times where I didn't see somebody who was either driving sideways or somebody was walking close to my car, and it started beeping right away to tell me somebody was on the side of my car behind me, which that works awesome. I really, really love the lane detection warning on the mirrors. So one of the differences, my wife has a Honda Accord Touring, and the only thing it has is when you turn the right turn signal on, it puts a camera up, because there's a camera in the rear view mirror, and it shows you what's in your right lane. But if I go to the left lane, I put a left turn signal on, there is no camera. So that's pretty stupid. I don't understand why they would only do that in one. I know you're supposed to be only passing people in the left lane, which is probably why they do that. But in Philly, you know, when you're on 95 or the Boulevard, people don't give two craps. You gotta pass where you can pass. People drive 2 miles an hour in the left lane and then drive 2 miles an hour in the middle lane. So if you gotta pass somebody, you're gonna pick whatever lane you can get around them in. And the fact that on those cars there's a camera that comes up on your screen, I find it very distracting. I like that on the Bolt, it just has a light that becomes illuminated or blinks if somebody's coming up, approaching you quickly, because I don't have to take my focal point off of the road and onto a screen and try and see what's on the screen while I'm driving. I just look and see if there's a light lit up, and I know somebody's next to me, or I know somebody's approaching. So it's much quicker for your brain to process that than it is to take your eyes off the road and look at an image on a screen. So I really like that on the Bolt. Some of the things I really wish I had: adaptive cruise control. Cruise control is worthless in a metropolitan area if it's not adaptive cruise control. I'm sorry, but you can't even use it. It's unusable. The fact that right now I can be going 75, but then I have to slow down, it means that the cruise control has to get turned off. I have to reset it again every time, so that sucks. The fact that there's no lane keep assist, rear crash avoidance, like all the stuff you get like on some of these other manufacturers give you. Like I wish they had that tech available. I wish the rear gate would be automatically lift up and down with the remote control, or you know, just wave your foot underneath it and lift the hatch. They didn't have that. I didn't have it on my model. The Premier, which I don't have, I have the cloth seats. I have the LT version. The Premier model has leather seats. It has a actual camera rear view, which gives you like 0-degree view out the back of your car, which is pretty cool. I think it gives you a couple extra safety features that aren't available on the LT. But yeah, other than that, the fact that the heat and air controls are on the touchscreen, I don't like. The lack of adaptive cruise control, no lane keep assist, some other safety features like rear end avoidance, or whatever they call it. Other than that, it's great. Like the fact that you can just blow people off the line in a light, like it's like 0 to 40 quick. It's not 0 to 60 quick. Like if you want to race somebody with like a hooked up Civic or whatever, like you're probably gonna blow them off the line really quick for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then horsepower comes into play, and the torque doesn't do you much good when there's not a lot of horsepower. So, you know, if you're racing somebody else that has a lot of horsepower, like you got no chance. But if you're off the line, you do because of the torque, you know, unless you're racing a Tesla or something. But like right now, I can punch it to get around this car. It's going really slow in front of me, and it just goes. It just flies. You know, you punch it and it just goes. It's pretty amazing. It's one of the funnest cars I've ever driven. I used to have a 1973 or 1974 Camaro with a 350 cubic inch engine, posi traction on it, and it was really fast and like would throw your head back, but you'd spin the wheels and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it was cool. It sounded cool, but handling was terrible in it. Like I actually think the Chevy Bolt, while it does not sound as cool as an old 70s 350, you know, the fact that I actually like that it's quiet, and the fact that the torque just is so crazy high, like off the line, and driving in traffic is so amazing. I actually think it's a lot funner to drive the Bolt than is the old Camaro I had. Now, I don't know, you know, an old Camaro is an old Camaro, so they're pretty sweet. But, you know, I'm going to miss this car. It's a really sad day, but it was a decision that I had to make. I don't regret buying it. It's been a year. It's been an awesome year driving this car. I love everything about it. Like right now, I'm turning. I can see there's nothing illuminated in my mirror. Nobody's next to me. Boom. Ready to get off. So, you know, if anybody's out there and they're thinking about buying a Bolt, I highly recommend it. Right now, it's March 2019. There's some crazy cheap deals on brand new Bolts because the Tesla came out with the $35,000 Model 3, and Chevy dealers, I've seen people posting deals in forums where they're selling these things for like $30,000, $29,000 with a Chevy rebate or a dealer rebate. And then on top of that, for the next, you know, till the end of the month, of this month, you get the $7,500 tax credit, and then starting next quarter, it'll be cut in half. So, you know, right now is the perfect time to buy a new Bolt if you were going to get one, which unfortunately is killing me at the time I'm trading this thing in, because the fact that the prices for new ones dropped means I'm losing money trading this thing in for cash. But yeah, man, if you guys are out there looking for a Chevy Bolt or electric vehicle or something, I'd say give it a shot. I know that the Kona is out there right now. Douchebag. Excuse my French. Guy wouldn't let me in his lane. Yeah, I highly recommend getting this car. Test drive it, see what you feel. Look at the forums. There's really good Facebook forums about the Chevy Bolt, where there's Bolt owners and enthusiasts who really, really like it. And you can read ask a lot of questions on there before you even buy it. You know, that's what I did. I joined a Chevy Bolt owners forum on Facebook which has like thousands of members on it. And I just, for a couple months, I just read through it and checked up on it and asked a couple questions here and there. And I learned a ton about the car before I even bought it. So there was no surprises when I bought the car. Zero surprises. Oh, another thing I want to mention is this thing's pretty good in snow. You're gonna want to take off. There's one pedal driving mode, which is called L mode in the car. And when you're driving in the snow, you're gonna want to turn it off because your anti-lock brakes don't really work when you're in L mode and it starts slipping. Or your traction control. I don't know if it's traction control or anti-lock brakes, but I know it slides a little bit when you do that. So, you know, if you're worried about stopping and getting traction, you're gonna want to put it just in regular drive mode. So here we are. I'm at CarMax trading this thing in so they can pay off my loan. I can get some cash in the bank from what's left over. It's a sad day, people. Sad day. All right, well, it's been real. Thanks for watching the video. If you're looking for an EV, I highly suggest looking at the Bolt closely. The thing's been awesome. I'm gonna miss it, but it's gotta go. Peace out.